Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday evening, which means it's time for more Misfits Formula 2 action. This time it's around China, as always, wrapping up the week around the circuit that the Misfits Racing League takes on. And joining me, as always, in the commentary booth for F2 is Alex. But Alex, how are you doing this evening?
Hello, Unicorn. Hello, spectators. I'm doing very good. I'm just here waiting a few drivers, and we are ready. We will be ready for this fourth round, if I'm not mistaken, Unicorn.
Yeah, fourth round. China, we've had three already. We've gone through Australia, Bahrain, Vietnam, and now we're at China to round off the week. And what a week it's been for normal F1 action. The Shanghai circuit has really made some very dramatic races. We've seen a bit of rain in qualifying. I don't think we've seen it in any of the races so far, though. But we could see that here this evening, Alex. Rain in a F2 race. I don't think we've seen that either this season. So that would be
I
very,
don't
very
think
interesting to
so.
see.
I don't think so, to be honest. So probably this time can be the first one. Well, the first round we will see this. So very excited to see what happens here because this is this can the weather can be a lot random here in these circumstances. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, it would be super, super interesting, especially with that one-shot qualifying. And if people haven't practiced in the rain and we get a wet one-shot qualifying, we could see a lot of people invalidate, maybe just drifting a little wide through maybe turn 16, turn 10 as well. If you're not paying attention, you can pick up a couple of invalidations at a few just sort of unlucky spots here around China. And well, Penalties played a little bit of a role this morning in the APAC division where we saw a late safety car. And
Yeah,
obviously we could see that here, so everything has to be considered. But China, not really somewhere you see many drivers picking up a whole host of penalties. 3 seconds here or there, but other than that, not usually anything more.
yeah. It's normally only two hot spots where you can probably cut a little bit. I think probably on 9 and 10, probably 10 on the exit, as well as 11 and 12 on the entry on the inside, and probably as well, and especially on turn 16 on the last corner, very hot spot to pick up warnings.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of things for the drivers to consider. And if we did see that wet weather, you know, factor play a role, then it can be very, very interesting. And we haven't seen it yet. That's the one thing. Striff and I, we've said it a lot before, during streams. I imagine you've said it as well, and just people in the Discord as well. We haven't seen it. Where is the rain in the races this season? We haven't seen it at all. So it will
Yeah, I
be.
think. Well, yeah, I think not even on F1, or probably sometimes on F1, probably only partially, or not even. I'm not really sure about that, but yeah, I'm kind of missing the rain. I think we had on the quali of tier two on Wednesday. On the quali, it was raining as well as on tier one, so I think that's the only time we saw that.
Yeah, exactly. The only rain has been so far in qualifying. I do think we've got a full grid now of 20 drivers. Everyone has found their way into the lobby, and action is set to get underway in about 20 seconds' time when we'll start all loading in. But welcome everyone in chat. We hope you're having an excellent day, and well, fingers crossed we've got a brilliant bit of action here in the form of some F2 community race to round off the week of Chinese Grand Prix.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very excited to see this unicorn, and yeah, especially a track like China. It's I think one of the few tracks where you can go side by side, almost if not all the track. Probably that last corner being an exception, probably as well turn 11, but it's a track where you can fight almost in every corner.
Yeah, exactly, and that makes it just super, super interesting to watch. And we've seen a few battles so far this week, side by side, throughout the entire first sector going into sector 2, and obviously sector 3 as well. That huge straight really leads itself to people being side by side. But we have loaded in, everyone's just waiting, and it's looking pretty overcast, Alex. The clouds are very, very present over the Chinese circuit.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I think we don't have here clear, dry, quality. I think it's, yeah, like you said, overcast. I don't think it's enough for rain. It's actually not raining, at least on my end. So I think we'll see the dries, at least here on quality. Let's see if on rain can happen something strange.
Yeah, well, here we are in that one-shot qualifying session, and like you said, we are seeing the dries. Eric here is the one that the game has picked out for us to follow along with, but we'll see who sort of lands themselves up at the top of the timing tower. The timing tower right now, you can see everyone just darting around as to where the game thinks they are on track position. Eric climbing quite steadily, actually, up to about P7, where everyone sort of landed after those opening few turns. Coming then down towards turn 6. And he is in the high-tech car as he comes up through into turn 7, which sort of swings back round into the right-hander of turn 8. And the speed difference between the F1 cars and the F2 cars around here is so obvious, and a little bit off the apex, but you should be able to swing in for the second double left-hander there down at 9 and 10. Now, firing away down towards turn 11, and I think here in the slower speed F2 cars, we could see even more moves down into turn 11 than we do in the F1 cars. It is possible to overtake there, and I expect a few brave souls to try. Eric now jostling around P6. Psycho, Maka, and Hennes seem to be pretty close on track as well. Now on to this absolutely monumental straight. It's one of the longest on the track calendar. It was the longest for a while. Now down into the hairpin at turn 14. Hitting the apex nicely there. Obviously the slower cars mean that it is a little bit easier to hit those, but sometimes a few drivers find them a little bit more difficult to control than the F1 cars. Psycho and Hennes still exchanging for P4, and across the line it's Scars who takes pole. Eric jumps all the way up into P4. A very nice exit out of the final corner. It's Scars on 143.528 to take pole position. 2/10 clear of Maka. And we have Neon in the final of the podium positions in qualifying.
Very, very close, Unicorn. I think we have a bucket of drivers, like 5 drivers, which are on the same 10th. I think between Eric and Kulmanik, almost the same 10th. So it's very, very close.
Yeah, indeed. Scars does pick up those 4 points for qualifying pool. Then we have Maka, Neon, Eric, Psycho, Hennes, Kulmanik, Lovell, Backrow, and Moen rounds out the top 10. Then we have Four-Door Sedan in 11th. Pavlidis in 12th. Someone I don't think I've ever seen race before. Fallon in 13th. Venom in 14th. Matt in 15th. Williams in 16th. And then I think that was Dark.
Yeah, I think it was Dark. So yeah, new faces we have here. As we said earlier, this is a community event. So everyone on the Discord can join and race here cleanly. We will appreciate to see you on track, to see your value.
Yeah, here we go. Everyone just getting everything dialed in. Strategy for this first race. Obviously, there is a mandatory pit stop in the feature race. Not the case in the sprint race that follows, but everyone right now just deciding when to get off of these tyres. And obviously, everyone is aware of how quickly the softs die in F1, but I'm not quite sure what the tyre wear is like here in F2. Around here at China.
Yeah. And we have the 5 lights here, Unicorn.
Here we go. 5 red lights. Everyone's just loading in, but we are away here. And Scars off the line, but Maka, right alongside him, has had a much better launch, it would seem. As they go side by side, Scars actually pulls off to the inside to try and cover it. Neon in the BWT is going around the outside, looking around Eric. You can see Maka and Scars are exchanging up at the front. Can Scars hold his pole position up the inside of turn 3? I don't think he's going to be able to. Maka here should get a drive, but Neon goes around. He's struggled for traction, and Psycho as well behind. There's a couple of cars being collected, and that is not what you want to see at the start of a race. A few people moving their way through. Looking back at them at the top, I'm assuming we've probably got a safety car here.
Yeah, it's a safety car. Only the glitch of the HUD. I think there was some kind of collision as well on turn 1 on the back of the grid. Oh my god, a lot of drivers just stuck trying to not get penalties for illegal overtaking. But yeah, it will be very difficult to keep it clean of penalties right now. We know how the game does on this situation. Sometimes you can pick penalties under safety car or yellow flags because illegal overtakes you can't avoid to do. But yeah, very unfortunate for Neon, who will be DNFing on this race and waiting for the sprint race to have a better result.
Yeah, but one look at the timing tower and positions gained and, well, positions lost as well. We've got Maka. He's up one place from where he started. He steals away the race lead from Scars. Scars' teammate Eric sits behind him up one place in third. Then Kulmanik already up 3 into fourth. Moen, a brilliant start for him. He's up 5 places. Welch Toast, 13 places gained, Alex, from 19th to 6th in the opening lap. Venom is up 7 into 7th. Rawsley's up 12th, and Forza Salan is up 2 as well. And then Jean, last of the big gainers, up 8 places into 10th. Then we have Psycho down 6th, Henner's down 6, Lovell down 5, Matt's gained a place, Back Row down 6. Williams managed to actually hold on to where he started this race. Then Fallon down 4, Dark down 1, Pavildis there is down 7, but a few drivers coming into the pit, not to be, anyone's surprise, as we've had a numerous amount of cars there entangled in lap 1 incidents. But once they all get it sorted, once the damage is repaired and the safety car comes in, we should be able to go back to green flag racing, and fingers crossed it goes a little bit better than it did on that initial start, Alex.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say, I think we had only 2 drivers on the soft compound tires. Now we only have 1. It was Kulmani who changed the tires to the mediums now. Let's remember, this stop doesn't count as mandatory pit stop, so he will have to pit one more time to, well, to apply the rule. It's after the lap 3, if you can correct me. I think it's that. So Kulmanik will have to pit again. I think it was repairing damage after that turn for contact.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are right. After lap 3, and you can't serve it under a VSC either, I don't believe. So, full safety car is allowed, but after lap 3 and before lap 3 and under a VSC, it does not count as a mandatory pit stop. So, everyone in this race still yet to have completed that mandatory pit stop. So, regardless of whether they pitted at this stage or not, they will have to come into the pit lane once more. But it is still Maka who leads in. I want to see where Moen ends up. Moen on these softs right now. He could be on for a very interesting strategy. He's the only one, like you said now, on those soft compound tyres. The only person on an alternative strategy to the mediums. And it will be mediums to softs. But how long do the softs here last in Formula 2 compared to Formula 1?
I think it's a question everyone has, and they are testing Moen. Well, they have Moen as a test to see how much they last. Moen right now, after the safety car goes off on the green flag, you will have to take profit of those softs. Let's remember, the soft compound is more. It's more. Well, you have more pace on those, but obviously the stint is shorter because the wear is higher. So you'll have to take profit as much as you can on this stint on the softs, and then replace the tires to the mediums.
Yeah, and that could give him the edge at the end when everyone else is coming to the pits, but at the same time, everyone else will be on those fresh softs towards the end of the race, which could see him having a problem. Is that Eric dropping down? He's had a problem through turn 2. Not what you want to be doing under safety car conditions. He drops down from 3rd all the way down to P9, so Moen now getting a free position. We were speaking about him there, but he's now hopped up into... Hennis is in the pit lane. He is not happy with how that race has started for him, so he is going to bring it into the pit lane and terminate his race early. Maybe going to try and come back a little bit stronger, gather his thoughts, and get ready for that sprint race.
Yeah, definitely. Bad luck for the British driver. So we will see if he can do better on the sprint race. The top 8 will have points on the sprint race. On the feature race, it's the top 10 unicorn.
Yeah, exactly. And that top 10 right now, a few drivers already with penalties. Let's have a quick look at that penalty situation. Jean has 5 seconds. Psycho already with 15 seconds of penalties to his name. So he won't be particularly happy with all that. And who is that spinning?
It's Pavlidis.
The SMP race is of Pavlidis there. And Well, a few drivers here around Shanghai are really struggling to tame these F2 cars. We were saying it just a little bit earlier that a lot of people find these harder to control than the F1 cars, especially when some of these drivers have got so much more experience and time in the F1 cars that these ones can really catch them off guard, and that is certainly the case this evening.
Yeah, we have two tier 2 drivers and on the same team. I think they're both on McLaren on F1. They both retired already, so safety car on this lap, sorry, Unicorn, force of habit.
Well, here we go. I will not be offended being called Striff. But here we go. Maka hasn't floored it out of the hairpin. Matt's received a penalty for severe collision. And here we go. Maka now flooring it out of the final corner, turn 16. And he hasn't caught anyone off guard, really. Venom, he was probably the one who was behind the corner, not able to get the best start that he could have, and that's put him under a lot of pressure from four-door sedan. But four-door sedan a little bit wide. Could see Jean in that Virtuosi car sneak up his inside through turn 2, but he is going to have the inside into the next corner. They're still side by side. It's Callum Ilot's car just getting a little tap out of the Campos, but four-door sedan right now holding.
I think it was Psycho.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. It was Psycho losing it on turn 4 on the exit. Very bad luck for him.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate for the Dams driver. Hopping back now, it's Eric and Lovell. Sorry, Eric and Jean, who are going wheel to wheel. Jean failed to get past four-door sedan, and that's put him back here towards the high-tech. He's going for a big lunge, but Jean's gone for a move. I don't think he saw him coming there. And, well, that's not ended well for Eric whatsoever.
Yeah, I think Jean was trying to do the switchback on turn 9 and 10 on four-door sedan, and doing that, I think he didn't notice he had the red arrow of Eric on the high tech.
Oh, Jean's gone sliding into the grass straight out of turn 13, Alex. And well, the traction here just seems to be costing everyone positions, and it is Shanghai, obviously, and that huge straight leads people to low downforce setups as four-door sedan goes up the inside at the hairpin. A little bit deep, but he should have a move, but on the curbing, and that's going to send him spinning around as well. I think people here are running a little bit too low at downforce to get as much speed on that long straight, and they're just not able to tackle the corners here.
Yeah, I think they're not getting used to the touch of the F2, as we see an exchange. I think on the leaders they're battling on turn 2. His cars, I think, was holding still position. Maka was trying on the outside. On the F2 it's very difficult to do a move on the outside. It costs you a lot if you do more meters on these cars than an F1. So right now we'll stay cars ahead of the Prema driver.
Yeah, here goes Rosie. He's looking around the outside, and there's a full course yellow. It's a VSC, not a safety car, but not quite sure what's happened to Jean. He was struggling. Yeah. And let's see if Fallon here can get a good look at this before Virtuosi despawns. It's already gone. We had a brief look at it in the barrier coming out of turn 4, but he becomes the 4th time. And I'm not sure what happened to Matt either, Alex. I don't know if you saw what happened to Matt there.
Yeah, I saw what happened. I think on the restart he spun on turn 15. After that, I think he was trying to recover the car, and probably after that he just retired on the box. So I think it was that for the Carlin's driver, so very unfortunate for him as well, as I think we are next to Green Flag Racing. It's a drive-through for Dark, and very good speed from Maka. He just got off board the high-tech of Scars now with the slipstream. Let's see if he can retake the lead. It's a drag race to turn 14, Unicorn.
Yeah, he needs to be worried about Moen as well. The BWT car absolutely sending it. You can see he got a lot of pace as well. Scars now looking at the outside towards the final corner. Cormanic and Venom are exchanging, but we're focused on this battle for the lead. Scars still in P2. Moen on the sauce. The traction really carrying him out of that final corner. And you can just see him breezing past here as he picks up P2. He will be coming to the pits sooner rather than later, especially compared to these guys, but still, these positions are exactly what he needs. And now Scars and Welsh Toast are going side by side. It's the Charouz racing car now around the outside of turn 3. And Scars manages to hold on to P3. But, well, Scars really not having the best few laps of his life. He's down into P3 right now. Now, going down into turn 6. Moen a little bit shaky on the exit, but all of them just sort of twitching just that little bit. Trying to just all look at each other. We've got a huge train up here. First through fourth, and they're 4.3 seconds clear of Kulmanek behind, so they can afford to do this battling a little bit. Moen less so, though. He needs to get into the pit lane pretty quickly.
Yeah, now it will count as a mandatory pit stop. So, well, I think he beat it early as Scars is trying to move just on the exit of turn 10 on Moen. Moen will be on the outside. Let's see if he can defend it with the Scars. Just on the inside and fully ahead as Venom recharges, and I think we have a yellow. I think we have a virtual safety car again.
Yep, it's a VSC, and we saw that in the background. Psycho, his teammate. Oh, we just missed it there. We'll see if we can get Ford or Sedan's perspective of the incident. We saw it in the background. Just came out of turn 10 and just swung it a little bit wide. Tried to overcorrect it, and you can see him just slam into that inside wall. Super, super unfortunate for him. This track is tricky, but Moen, that's not what he wants to be doing. A drive-through penalty. He is not going to be happy with himself. He was kicking himself after last week. I spoke to him a little bit, and he was really disheartened that he didn't get on the podium, and that right there is going to cost him now. He sends it into the pit lane. I imagine this is to serve the drive-through. He'll come back out, pit next lap, and get onto some fresh mediums. Yeah,
very, very unfortunate. He was doing a very, very good job, Moen. I think we will have him doing a very comeback from here, probably on the sprint race as well, trying to regain those positions. He probably is not scoring right now, so yeah, very unfortunate for him. I think we have a battle from 4th place. I think it's probably this with Lovell.
Indeed, the SMP racing car just about holding off the charging car of Lovell behind, but how long will he stay in front? Lovell looking at the inside of turn 6, not quite finding the space, manages to keep himself pointing in the right direction, but that's going to cost him a little bit of time, and that's not what you want to be doing, especially at these sort of halfway point in the race.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like he has more pace, the MP Motorsport car, trying to just nail this Sector 2 section. It seems like he has more pace. He's just gapping probably this, but probably the dirt here is affecting a little bit to the MP Motorsport.
Yeah, exactly, and well, this is a perfect place to do it on this long straight. You can see Pavlidis there getting a little bit shaky. Lovell trying to find a way up the inside. Who's going to have the better run out of the corner? And it is actually Pavlidis, because Lovell just wanted to give him as much space as possible to avoid contact. And you love to see smart racing like that, really thinking about his move. But now, DRS Slipstream, super, super powerful here. Down into the hairpin, and as easy as you like, the MP Motorsport car picks up P4. Can Pavlidis find an exit here? I don't think the answer to that question is going to be a yes. It's most certainly not. And well, DRS now down into turn 1. Can the SMP racing car find some sort of answer? The DRS is super, super powerful. And here he goes round to the outside at turn 1. Pavlidis taking back P4, which was his this time last lap. This time he is on the outside, though, again a little bit shaky into the grass. And that is not where he wants to be. He's found the on track. But, well, that's a couple of positions lost and a lot of time as well. Dark and Kulmanek, well, it's actually ducked into the pit lane, so he'll be serving that mandatory pit stop.
Yeah, I think Pavlidis had a little tap there on the final part of turn 1. There's a spin. I think it's back row. Just lost the back end after turn 6. He will be rejoining the track. Let's see if it's safely. I think it is. He lets Rurzi and Psycho go. So it's very, very bad luck for back row on the Trident car.
Yeah, this grid right now really starting to space itself out, and you can see as well just how much that drive-through penalty cost. Moen is right now 2.8 seconds behind Fallon, who is in P14. So Moen right now dead last of those still currently running in this race. We're at the halfway point. We've got 5 cars out so far of this feature race, and well, still most people, in fact, I think everyone but Moen and maybe Cool Manic as well. Maybe those bottom 5 drivers, 11th through 15. I think most of them have served their mandatory pit stop. I think they were just about in the threshold. Here goes Psycho looking at the inside of Rorsey. And, well, we've seen that move a lot of times before. Straight up the inside, down into the hairpin. DRS in full utilization. And that is exactly what it's there for. To get that kind of move done. And very...
Definitely Unicorn. And I think Moen, after serving the drive-thru, he pitted. I think that's why he's that far back, because he got rid of those softs. So right now we have 2 battles. It's Rorsey and Psycho, and as well for the lead again is Scars trying to do the comeback on Maka.
Yeah, they're still pretty close together, and well, P2 still a lot of points for that, and obviously ahead on the grid in the sprint race. But you want to win the feature race here. It is where the most points across the whole weekend are gained. You get 4 for qualifying, 25 here, and if memory serves, 18 I think for the win, or 15 in the sprint. Just chop off the front too. But Scars, yeah, looking for the win here, but he's really dropping off the back of Maka, and Maka right now 3 seconds clear. Could leave Scars vulnerable to Welsh Toast, as he seems to be catching quite a bit. Scars actually seems to be going really slowly, Alex.
Yeah, I think he had an incident or something, because he lost 4 seconds between him and Maka. Oh, and he will be overtaking Welsh Toast. I think that was unexpected from Scars as well. It was Welsh Toast just on the inside of turn 14. He will do the move just at the exit of the hairpin. But I think Scars is on AI. Probably some issues with the PC. I don't know. And I think there's a spin. Sorry to interrupt. It's probably this losing the rear on turn 16. It's not turn 14. It's not the first time we see this. I think it was another driver. I don't remember now. Probably back row or 4-door sedan was losing it the rear as well there. So it's very, very massive unlucky for this driver, who will be just going to the pits and change to the soft compound.
Yeah, Rorsey back row still going at it through turn 1. Back row in 7th right now, but Rorsey has a look on the inside of turn 2. Not going to find it, though, from his teammate. But, yeah, I imagine we're going to see soft runners start to pop up here at the tail end of this race. I think we saw Moen do 7 laps on those soft common tyres. There was a safety car there. There was a drive-through penalty, as these two are still going side by side down towards turn 6. But, again, no exchange right now. But Rorsey might have had a better exit than his teammate out of turn 6. Down towards turn 7 they come, and they're side by side. Rorsey just trying to find a way past. He's on the inside, a little bit more on the brakes to hold that inside line, stay as tight as possible to the curbing, and hasn't found him a way past. And all the while, 4-door sedan is just catching them, Alex. And well, who is going to go out on tight?
Amazing battle between the Trident car and the Cherut, with Bagro and Rorsey. They're battling on turn 7 and 8 side by side. Just Bagro putting the feet ahead of his rival on turn 9, having the best line. Now he's just gaining a lot of time and gapping the Cherut driver. As I think we have an exchange. I think it was Welsh Toast.
Welsh Toast has an issue. He had an issue out of the hairpin. He was off into the grass. Lovell's into the pits. He's going to see if he can take advantage of that. Welsh Toast is having another issue. I think those rear tyres are really heated. And, well, he is really struggling here on lap 11.
Sorry to interrupt, but I think Lovell was trying to pit and didn't expect Welsh Toast to go at that speed on the last corner. And I think he tapped the rear of Welsh Toast, and he sent him to spin. I think that's very, very unlucky for him.
Well, if that's the case, that is, all of those guys. Cool Manic now, 2-lap old soft tyres has gifted him the position to Fallon, who has no answer to the Colin having come past through turn 13. And, well, Fallon has Moen just behind him too. And there he goes up into the pit stops. Is the DRS here enough to give Moen a run and get back within DRS range of Cool Manic? It looks like it will be, and Well, looking at where the leaders are coming out on the pit lane as Eric and Scars go side by side in the two high-techs through turn 11. Very nicely done from Scars. But Moen might be going for somewhat of a redemption here. He started on the soft, so the mediums can go to the end very comfortably. And, well, Eric pretty much let back past by Scars. I'm not quite sure what was going on there. Maka right now, absolutely miles ahead. 14 seconds is the lead right now.
Yeah, Maka's just on his own. I think he has this race very well, just line up to gain it. So we have Maka just pitting right now as we were talking about him. So he will be fitting the soft compound and go to the end as we see Dark getting a 3-second time penalty because multiple warnings.
Yeah, surprised we didn't see anyone pit sooner. Scars right now having to stay out. Obviously his teammate in the pits doesn't want to get double sacked. Would be a complete waste of time for them. But I'm surprised we've seen them wait this long. We saw Moen take the tyres at least 6 laps, and now these guys have waited until lap 12, and, well, for Scars it'll be lap 13, so seems like a long time to wait, Alex, for tyres that could go a little bit longer, and maybe we could have seen some drivers get the undercut here, but no one's really gone for it.
Yeah, I think Rurzi doesn't have to pit, and he's on pit too. He'll try to hold Maka, but I think Maka with the new compound and, well, of course, fresher and better tires than Rurzi will have an easy job, but we will see because Rurzi will try to defend as much as he can, but I think it will be super difficult for him, Unicorn.
Yeah, Kulmanik and Fordos Sedan exchanging through the start-finish straight, and they're side-by-side coming through turns 1 and 2, and I think Kulmanik a very late lunge on the brakes down into turn 3. A very nice move to secure himself back into P9. And he just really shows just the qualities he has as a driver. Ford Sedan was thinking about a move down into turn 6, but it's not going to be for him. And, well, there's a bit of lag there hitting the lobby. Rossi and Maka getting nice and close together. Eric has got past Lovell, and there's a lot of positional swaps coming out as this pit window starts to take hold. Rossi gets overtaken by Maka, the fresh softs. Not a lot he could do. Rossi presumably going to be going to the end on these tyres because I think he just about got it pit under the, or after the 3-lap window. So I imagine those tyres will be allowed to take it to the end, and they should make it as well. And pitting right now would thrust him far too far down the grid order. Yeah,
Scar's now pitting. He got a 5-second penalty, so that would not be helpful for his aim to do a podium here as Marcus just overtakes him. And he has clean air, no traffic, and Rurzi as well pitting, so probably he didn't do the pit stop on the, well, after the 3 laps.
Kulmanik just picked up a nice place off of back row. Yeah, I think you're right. I guess those guys pitted on lap 3 rather than after it, so super unfortunate to see him having to come into the pits, but it won't be too bad for him. He's going to come out just behind this battle, and, well, fresh softs could see him get past the likes of Kulmanik if he can find the pace, but back row right now pressuring the Carlin through turns 1 and 2 again, and a little bit of contact between the two, but Kulmanik again just holds it out, but a big slide for the Carlin. That is going to let back row straight past, and it might let Ford Sedan pass as well because Kulmanik just hasn't got that exit speed, and he is going to drop down to 9th place, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him late on the brakes. There it is, the Carlin car straight down into turn 6, and that is how he is going to hold on to P8 for now. Again, that will be pole position in the sprint race, so P8, not a terrible place to finish off in the feature, but obviously that sprint race worth less points, so the higher you can finish it, the better.
Definitely, Unicorn. Very good move from Kulmanik, but a little mistake almost costing him 2 places. He still has to do the comeback to regain that place on back row, but yeah, you can see how a little mistake can just send you down the order.
Well, especially when they are in a train like they are here, and who is that? Rossi has had some sort of issue. He's come off through 11, but let's go back on board with Kulmanik, who is again side by side with 4-door sedan, and, well, up the inside goes the Campos Racing car. He's ahead right into the hairpin. Is Cormanek going to try it late on the brakes? No, but he is going to look for the switchback, and he finds it. There's Moen just behind them as well, looking for a couple of points, and Moen could really do with a redemption here and score P8 to get himself up into the highest qualifying positions in that next race. I know how much he wants a podium here in F2. He is attending so many of these races, and a podium would mean the world to him, but it just hasn't gone his way so far. That drive-through was pretty much the nail in his coffin, because I think otherwise it would have been a podium for the BWT car, Alex.
Yeah, I think definitely he was between Maka and Eric. He actually think was battling for P2, so very close to Maka. So that drive-through really cost him. It was very well. It was damage for his race. So right now Moen's trying to do the comeback right now on the points, and he has a gap of almost 8 seconds behind and trying to catch these drivers. I think he's trying to attack when the softs do the cliff. I think he knows which is the how the softs feel on this car after he did the first stint on the softs. So he's trying to look for a move on these situations, Unicorn.
Yeah, what he needs to do here is get past Four-Door Sedan. Cormanek right now rocking that penalty. Let's have another look at the penalty situation. So Cormanek has that infamous 3-second time penalty. So do Fallon and Dark, but they're all the way down in 13th or 14th. Then Scars has 5 seconds, and Psycho has a whopping 10-second penalty. That could see him really drop at the end of this race. So Moen right now could finish somewhere around P8 and really pick up that podium. So we'll have to wait and see. Here he goes up the inside of Four-Door Sedan. They're side by side going into the hairpin. Four-Door just a little bit later on the brakes, trying to find a way through, but Moen, a really nice defense, locks down that apex and doesn't give the Campos Racing car any room to look for the move back.
Yeah, Scars setting the fastest lap. I think he should wake up again because he was just dropping the pace a lot. I think now he's just making up all the time he was losing before. So very good to see. As I think Four-Door Sedan is trying a move on the inside of Moen, but Moen still leaving the door open, but not enough for the Campos driver to put the car in.
Yeah, absolutely. And on this penultimate lap, this is all what it comes down to. And right now, I think Moen will actually finish around P7 and Four-Door Sedan in P8, given that I don't think they're within 5 seconds of Scars, but they're within 10 seconds of Psycho, and they're within 3 seconds of Cormanek. They just need to make sure that they don't battle each other out of Cormanek's penalty. Cormanek will be trying to run away right now from them, but 1.4 seconds to the gap to Moen, and then 0.4 between Moen and Sedan puts him at about 1.9, 1.8 away. So they just need to stay within Cormanek's penalty range, and they'll both see themselves up at the front of the grid in that sprint race that's going to be here in just a few moments' time. And the grid order is defined by the finishing positions based upon this race, and the front 8 will be reversed. But Four-Door now, can he find the run on Moen? Moen not in DRS range of Cormanek, and that leaves him a little bit vulnerable as Jack Aitken's car flies down towards the hairpin behind him, and well, it's not to be at the moment. 1 lap to go for these guys. Maka right now already into Sector 2. He has had a very strong race up at the front. He just needs to make it around 2 more sectors to secure the win.
Yeah, I think meanwhile Four-Door Sedan still trying to catch Moen, trying to take profit of those softs here on the last lap, probably still alive that compound. So we'll see the Campos driver trying to do a move as Psycho picked up a penalty, I think, on the last lap. I think it was 3 more seconds after multiple warnings.
Well, that is really just going to fling him down this order so far, and it might even fling him out of the points there. I would not be surprised. I think he's well over double digits right now. It's going to be a little bit close, but I think it's just enough right here that he could be. Moen will just be wanting to finish in that top 8. So will Four-Door Sedan. Pavlinis is too far behind them, so it is just these two who are going to gain. Moen cutting a little bit of grass there on the left-hand side, just trying to keep himself clean. Dirty air from Cormanek is not going to be helping him out here. And before these guys go on to that long straight, let's just have a quick go on board as Maka here will take race win number 1 in the Prima Motorsport car. But let's go back towards these guys. Psycho and back row. It's Scars, yeah. They've exchanged down into the hairpin. Who's going to win out here? You can see Moen and Cormanic are exchanging as well. Here it looks like Scars is going to take P5 away. Moen is ahead.
P8. Moen P8 will overtake Kulmanik on the last straight. As I said, Moen's trying to take profit of those mediums. Probably expecting the softs to have the cleave. But yeah, it will be Moen crossing line before Kulmanik. It was P8, so it's P7 now for Moen. P8 for Dor Sedan, who will have the pole position on the sprint race. It's outside the top 8, Kulmanik and Psycho, but still getting points on this feature race, Unicorn.
Yeah, very, very interesting stuff from the sprint race. Moen will be happy. Dor Sedan will be happy that he's just snuck into those front grid slots for the next race. When you're down here in the bottom bits of the points, you want to finish in those P7, P8 slots so you can start on the front row in the next race. Whereas Cormanic, he'll pick up a couple of points for this first race, but he will not be reverse grid, and he will start in 9th place in the next race. But for this first race, Maka is our winner. Well, what a drive, Alex. He was ahead for so long.
Yeah, just dominating a lot this grid. Maka with the win, and driver of the day will go to Welsh Toast. I think he had a bad luck. I think probably a spin early on this race, but then he recovered. I don't really know where he finished.
Well, there is Maka, Welsh Toast P4. Very strong drive from him. We'll get the rest of the finishing results here in just a moment as these guys celebrate the race win in the feature race. But don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will have that sprint race coming in just a moment. But let's take a look quickly at the qualification. Maka from second on the grid takes P1. Eric alongside him P2. Lovell from 8th to 3rd. Welsh Toast 19th to 4th. A very well-deserved driver of the day. Back row in 5th. Then Scars from 1st to 6th. Moen 10th to 7th. And Dor Sedan will start pole in that next race in 8th place, climbing from 11th. Then we have Kulmanik and Psycho rounding out the points. And then Pavlidis, Rossi, Fallon, Williams, Dark round up the finishes, and then Venom, Jean, Matt, Henners, and Neon are the DNFs. So that was the first race. Thank you everyone so much for watching along so far. Again, we will have a sprint race in just a moment, and a big shout out as well to our partners, Next Level Racing. The link's just been chucked in the chat there, so make sure to go give them a look if you're looking for any sim racing equipment around the rigs, from the affordable end all the way up to the most extreme, experience level stuff, as well as check out our YouTube and join the Discord as well to keep up to date with all the latest MRL ongoings and all the highlights and race replays of not only the F2 but also the F1 action we have in the tiered and regional divisions. But, well, Alex, that was a very, very interesting feature race. 15 seconds until the sprint race.
Yes, and we have to add the factor of Neon, Henners, and the guys who DNF'd on the first race, who can just put the game on again as the time goes down and the glides start to lead. So yeah, Unicorn takes here on the first lap.
Yeah, here we go. We've got Moen and Dor Sedan instantly exchanging. Dor Sedan just wasn't ready, I don't think. He's been passed by Scars. Welsh Toast as well finds their way past. And already on the outside, he is going to get passed by back row as well. Then you've got Maka in the Prima Motorsport car, the last race winner. He's up 2 places already. He is having a very, very strong performance. He's got Kulmanik there on his inside. Kulmanik looking to retake that place. Actually, not retake. He's overtaking as well. He's on a charge. You've got Dor Sedan there getting a little bit wobbly, and that's going to lead him a bit vulnerable to Maka as well, who has had an excellent start here, up 3 places already. A little bit of a tap from Kulmanik, though. Since the Prima is a little bit of a slide, that sends him towards the Capos Racing, and Kulmanik has already found what his incident caused. A bit of a Constantina there. Henners gets past his teammate, but Dor Sedan, after a brilliant first race, it's going to go crashing out here. Not a safety car, not a VSC. He is still in this race, but very unfortunate for him.
As well, Neon not changing position, but just off the pace. I think he lost almost 10 seconds to the lead of the grid, so he will have to recover a lot. For Dor Sedan, after the contact with Kulmanik, I think he will have damage after that extreme contact as Matt tapping the rear of Dark. I don't know if Dark was an AI because he just joined into the session, but yeah, it was the Universal car not on his control, so it was Matt tapping the rear, probably trying to avoid the AI going slower. But yeah, Neon's changing position as well on Venom here on the back of the grid, but very, very close gaps here, Unicorn.
Yeah, exactly, and all going down into the hairpin now. You can see the position changes right now. We'll get them looked at in a minute, but it's Dark and Matt going side by side through the hairpin now. Neon struggling again, and that is Matt. 2 races in a row. He has struggled on the medium combat tyres here. He is just spinning out of control. Rossi and Pavlidis. Pavlidis had an issue, actually, earlier on in the lap. Through the double left-hander, just a little bit wide. And now, well, he was under pressure from Rossi, but it's now Hennes up the inside of Rossi in the Charouz Racing car. And Eric and Jean behind them as well, exchanging. And Jean just squeezed a little bit by the high-tech. And ahead, who is this off on the inside? It's Kulmanik.
Oh yeah, it's Kulmanik. He lost traction out of turn 4, going to turn 5. He will be losing another position, I think, if Dark can do the move, as we have another exchange. It's 4 cars there, and it's a spin from Jan to the wall. Not touching the wall, almost, but it was a very, very loosey-goosey back end here for the Univirtuosi.
Yeah, really unfortunate. A lot of close battling here. We haven't seen that full course yellow like we did in the initial race, so that is lovely to see here, as we've got a lot of cars coming into this double left-hander. Kulmanik just watching on a little bit distant, but Lovell has a really great view of a huge train of cars. There's a lot of cars going through this section of track right now. Still hasn't really been broken up. The front 5 sort of starting to break away. I think Welsh Toast here will have a nice run as Hennes and Rossi do exchange down at the back, but Welsh Toast.
Yeah, Rossi is still on the back. I think we'll have the slipstream, so more advantage from him on this straight. We'll go choosing the outside line here for the hairpin. Let's see if he can overtake the Campos Racing car on the outside of turn 14, as I think there's a yellow flag for Neon as well as one for Matt on the exit of 13, and it's not a move from Rossi. Actually, he loses a position against Lovell, and he will be down into turn 16 on P12, Unicorn.
Yeah, Pavlidis has had an issue as well, so unfortunate for him. Everyone's sort of starting to space themselves out right now. Not a lot of sub 1 second gaps. The front 3 actually, well, the front 4, the tightest gaps on this grid. So we'll keep our eyes locked on this action. Lucas Kyoto's car right now hunting down Moen, but a little bit too deep, and that's going to leave him super vulnerable. He's just opened the door just so wide for Welsh Toast there, and Welsh Toast isn't going to decline the invitation to sneak up the inside there. Let's have a look at what everyone's tyres are on. It should all be mediums. It is. Neon's are just 1 lap fresher than everyone else's after having to come in for that pit stop. But remember, no mandatory pit stop here in the sprint race.
Oh, I think probably this is spun.
Another problem
issue.
for him.
So unlucky for him. He leaves Jan go by. But yeah, going back to this top 5 now, because Maka just catch the group.
Yeah, indeed. And now, lap 3. I think we should have DRS enabled. We haven't got the telemetry on the lap. We do indeed have DRS here. And now, Welsh Toast will have it on Moen. That could leave the BWT very vulnerable coming down into the hairpin. It is not going to challenge him, though, as he goes a little bit wide. Is Welsh Toast able to find the exit? Moen is going to be super vulnerable down towards turn 1. He wasn't able to get the move done on Moen the previous lap. Welsh Toast now, DRS wide open against Scars behind them, and Moen just seems to have got a better exit again than the Charouz Racing car there. So very nicely done from Moen.
Oh, well, look at the move. He's trying to go to the inside on turn 2. Here, Unicorn, there's a bit of tap there between the BWT and the Charouz. Driver is Welsh Toast still holding the line on the outside. They're tap again, but it's not massive. There's not a spin. There's no major contact. It's still Moen holding the position on P1 there on turn 6.
And here goes Scars.
Oh yeah, it is.
What an opportunistic move coming out of Scars there. He sees Welsh Toast just losing a bit of pace because of the battling with Moen, and he sends it straight up the inside into turn 6. It's super clean. What a dive, what a move, and that is exactly how you want to see overtakes done, Alex. Like you were saying, Welsh Toast was really nicely forming a move on Moen and constructing it through turns 1 and 2, but Moen, with a brilliant defense, just let Welsh Toast just open the door a little bit for Scars, who did exactly the same to Welsh Toast the lap prior. Both of these guys trying to get past Moen, who's putting up a stellar defense, is costing them. But now Macca has caught the back of this. Back row is actually being challenged by the Prima Motorsport car as they come round through turn 12 and 13. Onto this long straight, Macca will have DRS, but he's already ahead. Back row has it as well. And there you go, you can see both wings pop out, but Macca will not have DRS. Moen finally gets overtaken by Scars. So Scars making 2 moves in 1 lap. Super lap from here. It looks like, who is that? Henners might have a problem further back, but we'll stick on board right now as Moen goes into the final corner, cuts the corner a little bit, doesn't pick up a warning, or at least a penalty for it. He probably picked up a warning, is what I was trying to say. Macca right now, no DRS, and we'll see back row here just extend this lead here for P4. And there he goes, back row really just cementing himself in that position. Meanwhile, Moen still side by side with the leader, Scars now. It's the first time Moen hasn't been in lead of this race, as Macca and back row are still going at it, Alex, through turns 2 and 3.
It's amazing, it's amazing. It's almost 3 sectors. I think, no, it's 2 sectors almost completely going side by side, as now Macca just takes the place. It's P4 for him, but they lost time between them and the top 3 drivers on the podium. So yeah, Moen I think was overthinking as well, Scars, as you said. So Scars will try to breeze past these drivers and try to stand the gap between him and the BWT race lab driver.
Yeah, and it's all about who can preserve these tyres the best, because these tyres, they will go to the end, but I don't think they're going to be very comfortable when they do. We saw in the sprint race the softs really dive for Kulmanek. And, well, everyone here on the same compound of tyre, on the same age of tyre, with the exception of Neon at the back there. And he is really struggling continuously throughout the rest of this race. Henner's right now pretty tight to the rear of Rorsi, and he's got an excellent exit coming out of turn 10. But he's not going to risk it on the inside of 11. Henner's a very, very experienced driver, making sure that he keeps things clean. And he knows that an opportunity like that is going to open itself. And well, when it presented with an opportunity like that, Henners is not going to decline it. Moen has been passed now by Welsh Toast as well. And well, Moen was the cork in the bottle, Alex, as they say, because look at Scars' lead now. He is already 1.4 seconds ahead of these two.
Yeah, and Macca now just cutting 8/10 on this lap. He will be not setting the fastest lap because it will be for Scars doing a 45.8. setting the pace here on China, Shanghai. So we'll see as Moen is still close on the back of Welsh Toast. I think both drivers have the same pace, or almost the same pace, because they are always battling. I think Kulmanek retires on the pit lane. Very bad luck here on the sprint race for Kulmanek.
Yeah, there's something happening there that just isn't sitting well with the Carlin driver. A very unfortunate turn of events for him, and missing out on the top 8 in the first race, I think really knocked his chances, and also knocking the confidence here as they come into the sprint race. And everything's sort of quieting down now as we're approaching that halfway mark. We're lap 6 of 12 in the sprint race, obviously a little bit shorter than the feature race that precedes it. But four-door sedan, his teammate Henners has just passed Rorsi in a similar place last time, as it looks like Venom has had an issue through sector 1 to cause a yellow flag to be waved. But it is four-door sedan just looking for a way past as they come through turn 10. A very nice helicopter camera. It's going to show us four-door sedan. He's not going to be as patient as his teammate. He is going to send it up the inside of turn 11. And that, if you're going to make the move, is exactly how it should be done. A very clean move from the Campos Racing car.
Definitely, but now the Charus driver, I think Rorsi will have DRS, but even with that advantage that will have, their four-door sedan just extended the gap almost a second after overtaking the Charus driver. So it will be not efficient, this DRS for Rorsi. So very good drive from four-door sedan here.
Yeah, well, Macca picks up fastest lap of the race, and it's no surprise when look how quickly he has caught Moen. He has been just catching rapidly, like you said, 8/10 in 1 lap now, about 1.2 found. So Moen really needs to be a bit worried here. Obviously, coming P7 in the last race, a few points there. He'll pick up a few points here, but he wants the podium. He wants as many points as possible. And I think that...
Oh, and I think it's further to answer. No, it's Henners. I think it was Henners, yeah, losing the rear on the second turn here in Shanghai. Sorry for interrupting you, Unicorn, but yeah, it was massive bad luck again for the Campos driver. Will have to go and do another comeback, but I think he has damage, so probably we'll see Henners probably return the car.
Yeah, bad luck persisting for him, so super unfortunate to see it, but you know, there's always next week. The community then open to anyone in the Misfits Racing Discord, and obviously Henners has been a part of that for a very, very long time. I believe longer than you or I. Alexis, Rossi and Jean are exchanging positions, and well, Jean, he hasn't had the best of luck either this evening, and there's a yellow flag. That's for Matt down in Sector 1. As Maka can he find the move on Moen? It's not going to be this lap.
Yeah, but it will be Eric and Fallon going side by side into hairpin. I think there's a minimum... Oh, I think Eric was braking not on a straight line, and probably Fallon didn't expect that. So Fallon and Eric having contact. I don't know if there will be some consequences as damage, but Maka super close on the back of Moen. He changes the line to the inside on turn 1. He will have the inside. I think he's holding it to try to not have a switch back from Moen. So it's Moen just dropping another place after being on P1 on the first part of the sprint race, Unicorn. So it's Eric and Fallon again on first sector.
Yeah, really, really great racing from these drivers, and it looks just absolutely amazing when they get it right, going side by side through Sector 1. It really is a sight to behold. But so far, everyone giving Glenn Henners, as you predicted, pulls it into the pit stops, calls it quits, and, well, again, just super unlucky for the Brit. But now, lap 8 out of 12, and everything's just quieting down a little bit. Eric, though, still on the rear of Fallon. Very tight, and he might even go for a move here into turn 9. Can he find it?
Amazing.
Through the double left-hander, they're still side by side, and that is a brilliant move. But there's Psycho on the inside. They both get an overtake done. But for Eric, it will be 2 positions gained later on the brakes into 11, just about. And now, he's not got the exit. He has not got the exit at all. And it's Eric losing out to Fallon through turn 12, and that is not how you want to be doing it. And also, who has DRS here? I think it's actually gone in.
It's Eric.
Oh, it's Eric. It is Eric. Into the
I think it's Eric. Who was just holding probably. Oh my God, this is amazing! It's Eric going in the inside. Wasn't expected from Fallon, but Eric just there. Oh, I think there's contact there.
There's an end plate. There's an end plate gone.
Oh my God. Oh, I think that was not good sportsmanship from Eric. Probably diving too much and squeezing more than expected from Fallon. So that's, I think, not the cleanest move.
Well, I don't know what we're looking like for end plates. Eric, penalty free, damage free. Fallon picked up 3 seconds and has lost an end plate in that tussle. A shame that the battle had to end in that fashion, but as is racing sometimes, so they will have to soldier on with what they've got. Moen right now in P4. Still hunting down that podium. We're 3/4 of the way through this race. Lap 9 of 12. And, well, there's Venom off the track. The leaders here are going to pass him. Scars, 3.4 seconds up the road. And Venom there, you can just see his car embedded in that wall. Amazing that he hasn't retired there. So, very, very lucky from him that he can continue going here. But he's done well to let past all of the leaders here. And hop on back on board.
We have a battle there. Oh, Scar's almost losing the rear. He has the gap to being able to do those mistakes, but he was losing the rear out of turn 13, as I think we don't have enough, well, we don't have close gaps now. I think it's John 4 doors sedan and Williams still for a place in that top 10.
Yeah, Fallon right now is really struggling with the damage. You can see it when you run on board with him, and there he goes, super wide out of 13. He was wide out of 10 as well, and, well, Neon is actually the one right behind him. The back marker in the other BWT race lab. Obviously, Moen right now, his teammate up in P4. But it's up looking like Lovell will find a way past in the next few laps or corners. You can see Neon there just gets well out the way. And
Yep. Oh, as for Dorsedan, I think he's doing an overtake on Williams. So let's see how he does this. Jan losing the rear and almost tapping Williams after he was trying to put the throttle down. So it will be Williams just losing one place and Jan not being able to overtake him. But now with the better exit of last corner, as Lovell and Fallon exchanging on the first snail section.
yeah, round the outside for Lovell. Fallon does not have the traction.
Williams and Jan collided.
Well, there's a sector flag, a yellow flag in every single sector, but no safety car, no VSC to speak of here in the sprint race so far. Jean struggling to re-find a place on this track. Let's go back on board with a battle for P7 that's just ended with Lovell sliding through the grass. What is earth is going on over here? He is not going to be happy in that MP Motorsport car. And Jean, speaking of people who won't be happy with how things are going, he's just lost out the positions, but he'll be looking to try and get back past the SMP car ahead of him. And Eric and Scars.
Scars was on the lead and he lost it. I think he has damage now as his teammate overtakes him, but yeah, it's massive damage. I think it's Red Wing on the right hand side and probably an end plate lost. No, not an end plate lost on the left hand side, but yeah, I think he probably spun into a wall, but I don't know where.
Well, that means that there is another podium position up for grabs, and which one of these two is going to take it? Moen and Backrow. We're on lap 10 right now, very soon to be lap 11. So we are on the penultimate lap when Welsh Toast crosses that line, and Welsh Toast here could be on to take the overall weekend with a P4 and a P1. That is a strong haul of points, but we'll have to wait and see. But Moen right now, he's had so many races here in the F2 division. Could this finally be his podium? Pavlidis and Williams are going side by side. We're on board with the SMP racing car. He's got the outside line as they go down towards the hairpin. Where is Williams? Nowhere to be seen, and Pavlidis takes P12 away from Williams, but that penalty could come and haunt him in the closing stages. But Williams very wide through that final corner, wondering whether he has damage as well. Backrow and Moen, still possibly one of the most interesting fights. It is the final podium position. Which one of these two drivers is going to take home that P3?
Yeah, we don't know still, as they are clear and clean of penalties. And Maka is gaining time for the lead of this race, so can we see probably Maka taking 2 out of 2 wins here on Shanghai, Unicorn?
Well, it looks like it may very much be possible, as we've got Pavlidis still now fighting Rawsey. He's on a real charge, trying to find his way into the top 10. Obviously, only the top 8 score points here, but never say never. But I think likelihood is that Lavelle might be able to try and sneak in there, but he's got a huge gap to find, so very tough. But Fallon, Scars, these two, they've been fighting tooth and nail, Alex, and it's been very entertaining to watch them do so. As the gap right now is super tight, coming out of turn 12 into 13.
As well as Backrow and Moen. I think there's an exchange, yes. Backrow is just diving and making Moen losing again the podium after recovering after the mistake of Scars. So it will be Moen just trying to do the comeback, because as we enter the last lap is Moen on the outside line for turn 1 here, still on the straight. I think he's clear. I think he's actually clear on the podium.
Yeah, well, it all depends on... Oh my goodness, there goes Backrow! He slid, he spun it! And well, for the BWT Race Lab team, that is exactly what they needed. That is a breath of fresh air, a lift off of their shoulders. And Moen now looks pretty much dead set to score what I believe will be his first podium in F2 after many, many hard-fought weeks trying to find one.
Amazing, amazing. He has only to keep the car on track, as I was trying to look at the gap between Welsh Toast and Maka, and I think Maka lost 4/10 on one spot, because it was super quickly how he lost those, that time. So I think it's clear for Welsh Toast at the moment if he can keep it clean.
Yeah, it's pretty much locked in that he will be finishing on the top spot of that podium. From 19th in the first race, as Ford Sedan and Scars, they've exchanged positions and they're going side by side through turn 9. Not typically where you see it, but we've seen it a couple of times. Scars with damage and, well, from leader this race, and now he is outside of the points It has gone from brilliant to absolutely atrocious for him, but he will not be happy with how this one has ended up. But the leaders, Maka, like you said, gaining, but he hasn't gained enough. Welsh Toast rounds the final corner, and he will win the sprint race here around Shanghai. Maka crosses the line in P2, and Moen will be very, very happy to finish on the podium in P3. Back row will take home P4, so a nice haul of points for the Chevrolet Racing team, if I'm not mistaken. Eric picks up P5, then Psycho, last of the just completely free of penalties in the points, picks up P6. Fallon in 7th. Don't know who's got more points between him and Four-Door Sedan. Four-Door Sedan with a lot less. He picks up P7. Scars not able to enter the points, so that means Lovell will remain outside of the points as well in P10. Pavlidis crosses in 11th, but Rosie, can he get him? He can indeed. Rosie picks up P11. Pavlidis gets knocked down to 12th. Williams in 13th, and Dark finishes in 14th.
Yeah, I think a lot of disappointments here, but as well as a lot of surprises. Moving on the podium, Maka picking driver of the day, and Welsh Toast winning that sprint race. So we'll have look at the podium. They're so happy, and I think not only on the game but on real life as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It means a lot to these drivers. They put a lot of work in, and even though this is just that F2 community race at the end of the week, it still is a win, a podium, and to see your avatar up there, it just means a lot to these drivers. So very, very, big congratulations to these guys, those who finished on the podium before. And let's have a look at not only the standings for this race, but for the weekend as a whole. So here we are. The results are Welsh Toast picks up P1, although Maka into P2 as well there from 8th to 2nd. That's what we got driver of the day for. Then Moen in P3. Back row in 4th. Then Eric rounds out the top 5. Psycho, Four-Door Sedan, and Fallon round out the points. And then Scars in P9, fastest lap, so he picks up 2 points despite being in 9th, so still a couple of points for him. Lavelle, Rosie, Pavlidis, Williams, and Dark, or Jean as well, got qualified. Venom, Neon, Matt, Hennes, Kulmanik are those who DNF. But let's have a look at who won overall. Maka with a very, very strong performance, Alex. I don't think anyone can fault him. P1 and P2, 37 points. Very, very strong from him. Welsh Toast picks up P2. Again, not really that surprising. Eric in P3. Back row in 4th. Scars, it could have been so much higher. Sat on pole for the first race. Lost out. Then looked like he was on for redemption in the sprint race. And he didn't find it. But 2 fastest laps pick up 4 points to put him ahead of Moen. Both tied on points. But Moen getting P6. Lovell in 7th. Four-Door Sedan in 8th, Psycho in 9th, and Kulmanik rounds out the top 10. Then Fallon, the only other driver to score points in 11th. Rosie, Pavlidis, Williams, Dark, Jean, Venom, Neon, Matt, and Hennes unable to score points. But, Alex, what an evening that was. That was just some incredible racing.
Definitely very close. As I said from the beginning, China is a track where you can go side by side almost in every corner, if not every corner. And I think we had a lot of battles. I think it was Maka and some other driver, now I can't remember, trying to do all the lap side by side. So yeah, amazing stuff delivered by these drivers. And yeah, just amazing, and trying to look for the next week, Unicorn.
Yeah, exactly. We are here live every Sunday at 8 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. EST, and, well, that's for the F2 racing, but Misfits Formula 1 racing returns Tier 3 on Tuesday, where, Alex, you'll be joined alongside Striff for the first of the Zandvoort races, so I'm sure everyone's looking forward to that. Then, obviously, America's later that evening, and then going into Tiers 2, and then obviously Tier 1 on Thursday night. Friday, a night off for everyone. Saturday as well. No MRL action there at the moment, but then obviously we'll be back on Sunday after APAC, which is in the morning for those of us in Europe, but 9:30 over in Australia. But that is all from us for the night. Alex, any closing remarks before we round up the stream? Head us at Everyone Without Show and raid. I do believe Mr. Striffium is live.
Yeah, I think he probably will be. I don't know if he is. so we'll have to confirm it. But yeah, a very, very good race, as I said, very, very good round. So really, really impressed about the stuff they can handle here on F2. And just looking forward next week. I think it will be Zambord.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Alex, of course, for joining me in the commentary booth. And thank you for everyone for watching. Follows, all of that is very much appreciated. Please go check out our YouTube channel. All the race highlights and replays will be uploaded there, as well as track guides and all that kind of good stuff. Join the Discord as well if you want to get involved in the F2 action or a variety of other community races, or if you want to sign up for the league as well. Mid-season signups are out, and be sure as well to check out our amazing partner Next Level Racing, a brilliant and affordable sim racing rig manufacturer. And we're going to hit you with the outro and then go ahead and raid Mr. Strivium. He is live, an excellent commentator, and also just a brilliant streamer all around. So take care everyone, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you.
We are back. We are back with some tier 1 action.
And that is the AlphaTauri of Adrian straight head on into the Red Bull. And the Kai Bacchini has joined the party, and he's on these medium compound tires in the Merc. This very late braking from the Ferrari. He locks up and he blocks Zamis. And who is that? That is Jean with a fantastic exit, and he is going to get ahead of both of them here. So I believe it's crossing the line now, checkered flag. Adam and Bajar in the first two to catch it early. Vettel now rounding the final two turns of 22 and 23 here in Singapore. The Racing Points collect the 1-2. Battery, there goes Ben the Bear now just ahead, taking the checkered flag, coming through the Casio triangle. It's still wheel to wheel between these two. Mick out with a great traction. Oh, what a run out of the chicane, and he gets it done. How's the exit for the Ferrari? Good so far. You can see wheel to wheel coming down the straight into turn 4. It's the Ferrari leading through. Ben wheel to wheel now with Revo, and he has so much pace in this Racing Point right now. It's wheel to wheel between these two. How's somebody gonna go? He's drifted off. Does the exit? What an exit out of the Williams. Does he get him? There's a big snap. Jake looking on the inside of 8 and 9. It's the Mercedes coming around the outside of 9. Does he get this move done on Tim? This is huge. This is absolutely massive. A drag race coming through 10 now, down into 11. Here we go, and Zamis has the popcorn.
But Yuki tries to turn in, and Domi just says,
oh, the stars.
Just for a second.
What a move from the stars. That is the Renault of Van Putten up the inside of the Williams into turn 1. Freeway's gonna get Yoda. Freeway's gonna get Yoda.
Yoda wins the race!